And now let's check in with the King of England, who just did something that I think, honestly, this is a world record of cringe.
I would like to acknowledge that we are gathered on the unceded territory of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe people. This land acknowledgement is a recognition of shared history as a nation, while continuing to deepen my own understanding. It is my great hope that in each of your communities and collectively as a country, a path is found toward truth and reconciliation in both word and deed.
So I have to repeat my basic call. Give it back or shut the fuck up, people. I am so sick of this pompous virtue signaling. Here you have King Charles visiting Canada and engaging in one of these performative land acknowledgements where you talk about who used to own the land but do absolutely nothing to give it back or make anything, make amends or help Native or Indigenous people in any way. You just virtue signal that you're aware of the past oppression of people, but intend to do absolutely nothing about it. Like, I can't be the only one who finds that absolutely maddening and kind of the peak of cringe identity politics. And it's just deeply ironic coming from the head of the UK royal family. And not to get into that whole like monarchism debate. Obviously, I'm an American. You can guess where I stand on all that. But to be throwing shade at like invaders or colonialism or occupying and taking people's land when you are literally the head of the British royal family is kind of diabolical, unless you are prepared to make some pretty specific reparations and amends to a lot of the countries and people that y'all did exactly that too. I understand it wasn't King Charles himself. He's not really responsible for it. But when you're representing an institution and then you're making these kinds of comments, I mean, it is hilarious. I mean, somebody was asking Grok about this. King Charles himself is likely descended from Norman invaders. Again, I don't place a whole lot of meaning on that, but it's just funny context. Now, maybe he was just doing what they do in Canada. When in Canada, you must be woke and cringe to go along with them or something. I don't know. But I find this entire practice of land acknowledgements maddening, cringeworthy, and honestly, so do a lot of Native and Indigenous people. Some of them have been very outspoken about how much they hate this practice, how just kind of meaningless and trite and how full of virtue signaling it is. I really hope that in 2025 we were beyond this, but unfortunately, that does not appear to be the case.